Alright, guys, we are back for another episode of Chris Bottger's Album Club. As usual, of course, we will do two albums this episode. They're going to be submitted anonymously. We're going to go and review both of them. We're going to say which one we like better, and then I'll review who picked what. Today with me, I have, as usual, Ben.
Hello.
And Matthew.
Hey.
Alright, you all hyped to see what the albums are for today, or?
As I ever be.
Alright. Today's albums are Like a Prayer by Madonna and Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1 by Calvin Harris. I think I got that name right?
Yes, you have that right.
Thank you. So, first impressions. We're going to start with you, Ben. What your initial impressions on this pairing?
Huh? That's basically all I have to say. I mean, one of these is a Madonna album, which I am at least familiar with. At least Like a Prayer. Let's see what else is on there.
That's not like a prayer is
Huh?
like a prayer isn't in like a virgin.
I didn't say Like a Virgin.
This
I
is-
said
this
Like
is-
a Prayer.
this
Is
is-
it Like
You
a
said
Prayer?
like a
This is the album Like a Prayer, not the album Like a Virgin. This is
I
Like a
didn't say
Prayer.
Like a Virgin. I said Like a Prayer. Didn't I?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I said Like a Prayer.
Everybody, stay tuned for the next episode in which we do Bruce Springsteen, and Ben and Matthew can't decide on whether we're doing Born to Run or Born in the USA.
I'm pretty sure we're doing
Yeah.
Like a Prayer.
We're doing Like a
We are
Prayer
doing
by
Like a
Madonna. Like a Prayer, not Virgin, but Prayer.
I mean, I have to note that whole song naming convention is interesting. But anyway, I know Like a Prayer, the song, obviously. Um,
Anything else?
I'm sure I've heard some of these other songs. No, I don't know.
Alright, well, we're gonna go on to you, Matthew. What are your
The Calvin Harris album, I have no clue. Honestly, I don't know who that is. I've heard that name before. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I'm not. I got no clue who Calvin Harris is. I will spoil a lot. Matthew, we're gonna go over to you. What were your initial thoughts on this pairing?
I am well acquainted with the one Madonna and her album Like a Prayer. Probably in my top 3 favorite Madonna albums. I don't know, but I have been acquainted with her. Um, as for Calvin Harris, I have heard of this album. There are a couple tracks that I really like, so I'm looking forward to re-listening to it.
Alright. Well, as for me, I haven't listened to this whole Madonna album. I don't think I've ever listened to the full Madonna album. I know a couple of songs. I know Like a Prayer. I know Express Yourself. I know Cherish. Cherish and Like a Prayer are both pretty good songs. I'm generally more of a fan of like 80s sounding Madonna than 90s or 2000s sounding Madonna, so hopefully this will be sort of more of a style of Madonna I like better. As for Funk Wave Bounces by Calvin Harris, I don't know anything about Calvin Harris. I don't know who he is. I'm assuming this is some sort of like hip hop sampling thing based off of the name. But I'm really not sure. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do this one blind, y'all. We're gonna go listen to these albums, y'all, and we'll be right back with our thoughts on them, so stay tuned. Alright, we are now back to give our thoughts on the albums. Now, the first album was Like a Prayer by Madonna, and we are going to, as usual, start with you, Ben. What were your thoughts on this album?
I am not usually a very big Madonna fan because I don't find her music very substantive usually. And I don't know, I've just never really been into Madonna. Nevertheless, I think this album was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed listening to it. I thought that there was a lot more substance here, some of which was pretty disturbing. than had existed in previous. What do I mean by in previous? Than I was expecting. There's like a lot of to deal with problems with her father or with Sean Penn that I was expecting in here. I have long kind of liked the song Like a Prayer. I do enjoy it now that I've sat down and listened and thought about it. So altogether, I enjoyed this album. I think it's pretty good and not what I was expecting.
All right, Matthew.
Well, the opposite of Ben, I consider myself a very big Madonna fan. I like um, the music that I have listened to. She is rightfully considered one of the greatest um, pop stars of all time, rightfully seen as the queen of pop. I thought this album was decent. Um, I think I preferred other stuff that she has done. You know, like like a Virgin, True Blue, and even Confessions on a Dance Floor. And I think it was funny every time I tried to listen to this album, I was expecting Vogue to come out, but it didn't happen. But otherwise, I thought it was a decent. This is a decent album.
All right.
It also had Prince on it. Let us know.
Based.
It also did have Prince there too.
We're
Though
gonna.
his song was pretty good.
That's gonna perfectly segue into my thoughts. I when I was listening to this album, Prince caught me completely off guard. It's like, how the hell did Prince and Madonna do a song together at basically their peak popularity, at least peak popularity for Madonna and close to peak popularity for Prince, and how the hell did I not know about it? I was like, what? No, it was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Um, no, that song actually, that whole song was actually really good. I have no clue how I didn't know about it. So I've never listened to a Madonna album before, but I listened to this one. I also listened to True Blue while listening to this one for the album club, but we're not here to talk about that. I listened to this one. I thought it was pretty good. Um, I really liked this album, actually. I thought it was actually really solid. More solid than I perhaps anticipated. More solid than True Blue was, as I said, I listened to that too. I really liked a lot of these songs. I will say the last song on this album, Act of Contrition, kind of sucks, but the rest of it is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty solid. Like a Prayer was long been probably like my favorite or second favorite Madonna song. Perhaps, Material Girl, but it's maybe the best one. I have a hard time deciding. If I was a diehard fan, maybe I would have a more concrete opinion, but I don't. But you've got some other really good songs. Cherish, that's a song I like. Express Yourself's pretty good, although I do think it is maybe a little overrated compared to Cherish and maybe some of these other songs. Well, other than those three songs, I didn't really know anything from this album. I didn't know Love Song with Prince. As I said, I had no clue Madonna did a song with Prince. That one's actually a really good song too. It's not just that they did a song together and it was disappointing. No, they did a song together and it was actually it lived up to the hype. As I said, I didn't know going into it. It's just like, oh, Prince jump scare. um, Till Death Do Us Part. I also found that one pretty good. I also liked Dear Jesse. Volvo, Keep It Together Special. I really liked all of it except for the last track, Act of Contrition, which, as I said, kind of sucked. But the rest of it, yeah, pretty good actually. I quite liked it. I've always preferred 80s Madonna. I'm not really a fan of the 90s sound, but from Madonna, but this is kind of the end of the 80s for her, the end of that era. Just really actually solid. I really liked this. Some of these songs that I didn't know of album tracks going on the playlist. I thought it was actually quite good. Anyone have anything to add? I will take that as a no. Oh, go ahead, Matthew.
Nope. Let's keep going.
Okay. Well, the next album was Funk Wave Bounces, although I don't see an E, so maybe it's Funk Wave Bounces, Volume 1 by Calvin Harris. Um, and we are, as usual, going to start with you, Ben. What were your thoughts on this album?
I first have a question for Matthew.
Hmm.
Is it funk wave bounces or funk wow bounces?
Wave.
Okay, even though there's no silent E at that. Okay. Um. Yeah, I didn't really like this album. Though maybe bits of it I like. A couple of the not the opening song. I didn't like that Sorry Frank Ocean and Migos. There were parts of like 3 and 4 Heat Stroke of Woman I did like, but altogether I did like hearing Snoop Dogg. But otherwise, it's just like, what is this? It's just a bunch of celebrity cameos. Which I mean is a DJ album. I guess that's normal, but I don't. It's uh yeah. I mean, a lot of the hip hop I know just doesn't appeal to me. It's not the type of hip hop that appeals to me. A lot of the pop influences also really aren't the type that is it's just not appealing to me. I don't know. This album just did not appeal to me at all. It wasn't like horrific to listen to like that Kiss album, but it was just like me. I thought the like, Scott bit from Nicki Minaj was pretty embarrassing. That was kind of embarrassing. Otherwise, I don't feel that much. Also, I didn't like the opening voice on Slide. I found that annoying. But
You
otherwise,
didn't. You didn't
it
like.
was metal.
Oh, never mind.
Alright.
Otherwise, those things, yeah, don't really have that strong of opinion. Other than I found it pretty not big.
Alright, Matthew.
I thought this album is decent. I kind of feel with both of the albums on similar standing. I like them, but I didn't feel like they blew my world. I like Slide a lot. I think it's like a quintessential um summer song. I like Rolling. I like Heat Stroke. I like not if one should have a heat stroke. Um, I like Holiday. I like Feels. Um, but I didn't like. I thought this album was okay. I also thought that the Like a Prayer album was okay. I like them fine. So, and I just like this one. Um, just fine as it is. I wouldn't say that like it's like the best album that came out. It's one of the best albums that came out in 2017, which I don't think it is, but I think it was just fine.
Alright, well, as for me, I listened to this album. I'm gonna put out a different take, kind of, a little bit different. I didn't really like this album. I remember listening to it and being like, oh, this is kind of just like mall kind of Muzak sounding stuff. It was just like track one, track two. It was just kind of like just kind of oh, this is kind of mildly grating mall kind of background music. I got to track three, Heat Stroke. I was like, okay, this is alright. It's a little bit better, but this isn't like a that good. And I went back to kind of I am going to take my note with Ben saying that he didn't like the Nicki Minaj song. I thought that was actually the best song of the
I
album.
also, I, I did not like the Nicki Minaj album, partially because I don't like Nicki Minaj.
Damn, I thought that was the best song of the album. It wasn't great, but I
Uh,
thought it was the best song of the album. I mean, that's not saying all that much, but I did actually think it was the best song of the album.
you didn't think Slide was the best song.
The only really song I remember other than the Nicki Minaj one was Heat Stroke.
All right.
I remember the early songs, like the first two songs of Heat Stroke being like, oh, this is pretty bad though, so I must not like Slide, but I couldn't tell you why. It just kind of sounded like kind of generic like 2010s rap. It wasn't like Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while, but a lot of a lot of the songs, except for Heat Stroke and Score on Me, kind of melded together. Whereas other songs, yeah, those songs I can remember. The ones, it's just like this is so aggressively mid.
I would rather listen to this than the Kiss album. I don't. I think
Oh,
Ben is being
same,
overdramatic.
same. I mean, aggressively
Let
mid.
me finish. Let me
Well,
finish.
I said that I
Let
like
me
this better than
finish.
the Kiss album.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I don't think. I think Ben was being way too overdramatic about the Kiss album. Now let's go to the next segment.
We're gonna let Ben respond.
Why?
I mean, the Kiss album literally did actually have a negative impact. There were other things I was
I
just sad
feel
I
like
mean, to be
about,
fair, that is a little melodramatic, Ben.
but it
that
is
is fair.
objectively
I
true that that happened.
All right, now we're going on to which album we liked better. And we always do this. I think a lot of people know what at least me and Ben are going to pick, but we're going to go first anyways. Ben, we're starting with you.
Um, I am definitely picking Like a Prayer.
It took you a good minute.
I mean, it was decisive. I knew it this whole time. I'm just being slow because I'm tired.
well, maybe.
He's tired
Well,
of funk wave bounces. All right, Matthew, which album did you like better?
abstain.
Oh, nice. Okay, been a while since we had that happen. Um, all right. Well, as for me, I liked like a Pro better. I actually quite like that album. So pretty obvious, I think, but still, a not really a decisive victory,
All right,
not
who
really a
picked what?
decisive
Who picked
defeat.
what? Who picked what?
All right. Anyone want to guess who picked which album?
Chris picked the Madonna album.
All right. Well, yes, indeed, the Madonna album was picked by me, and Funk Wave Bounces, um, not bouncy houses, mind you, but Funk Wave Bounces. I think that's right. Was picked by Matthew. um, And that about wraps it up for another episode. I hope you all really enjoyed this peering, and be sure to like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you in the next video.